Alright, happy Friday. Taking another drive with FSD. What are we? I don't know if it updated at all. 14.2.2.5. It's the morning, so traffic's not that bad. It usually takes me about 20 minutes or so to, maybe 30 minutes to get to my office. So let's ride. And starting self-driving now. Okay. In the last video, which was yesterday, I was pleasantly surprised with the way FSD handled the commute. I don't know that necessarily I would have taken that route. Like maybe it calculated it would save a minute or so, but I just feel like if I'm gonna save a minute, I'd rather take the route that it's so negligible, you know. The route it took went to like through a two-way street that's fairly narrow, and if you got people zooming by, could be issues. I once had, actually about a month ago, right on this street here, there was a truck double parked in the lane of oncoming traffic, and then some vehicle tried like speeding up to get through me. I was going in the same direction in this lane, and it smashed into the truck. So I like to avoid the lunacy if I can. But it's the morning, so I do expect a little bit of traffic along the Wyck, because that's where they've got active construction. But otherwise, it's sometimes here, entering the Grand Central Parkway, especially after a storm. Last night, it was like pouring rain, torrential rain for a while. If it's flooded, that's going to create a huge issue. So we'll see looking at the navigation, there's a large chunk of the Grand Central that, that's the Wyck, sorry about that. Looks pretty clean from here to the Wyck, so maybe there's not a backup. Yeah, little dog. I'm more of a big dog type of person. You may have seen Uncle John in prior videos, man. I miss my Uncle John. All right, so just to give you the landscape of where we're at, this is Astoria Boulevard, and so we're going to have to make a right turn. As you can see, when we make a right, you can either continue on the service road, Astoria Boulevard, or the left is the entrance to the Grand Central Parkway. So it's going to have to follow the vehicle ahead of us and hopefully stay in the lane to get on the off-ramp or the exit. Otherwise, there's gonna be honking. Oh, look at that police vehicle, oncoming traffic. Let's see what happens here. I don't understand. When I see people at this Escalade to our right in front of us, like, if you have to make a right turn, why are you bowing left? This is not baseball. When you're making a left turn, you have to bow right. Oh my gosh. Learn how to drive. Don't you not take a Learner's permit test. Yeah. So frustrating. All right. Let's see where we're at. Oh, by the way, I'm in the hurry profile. I don't know if I want to deal with Mad Max right now. There was some guy we just got in front of that was pulling up behind us. He's now in our right rear view, but that dude was, I think, a little upset that we cut him off. The only concern I have here is this left lane. Because of the barrier to the left, oftentimes vehicles in that lane, especially when people are not paying attention, they're on their phones, they'll kind of, not swerve, but like drift into this center lane, just because there's not a lot of room on the shoulder in that left lane. So, and then there's a left bend over here where it feels like that left lane narrows a bit. So you'll often see people, again, drift into this center lane, but I think we're good right now. Once again, LaGuardia Airport. You know, one of these videos, I'll catch the airplanes landing. It's like right over here, you'll see them across the skyline, landing super close. Like maybe, what is that, 200, 300 feet above the ground? Person in the blue Toyota is definitely on their phone. Yep. Oh my gosh, man. You know, I should start a YouTube channel just like posting videos of people on their phone. I don't know how I do it because I don't want to hold my phone while I'm driving. It's childish is what it is. If you're like driving and you have to keep your phone and look down, and it's childish. There's so many like adapters, holders. Same thing yesterday. Someone was driving and talking on their, like looking at their phone, speaking into it. You have Bluetooth. Your vehicle has Bluetooth. Truly don't get it. Anyways, I digress. Alright, it looks like there's a little bit of a backup ahead. So I wonder, that's probably some traffic entering the LIE. Two vehicles already stopped. Look at that. There's Citi Field over in the left. Right. We're approaching a merge here. Here's a merge between, it's like Northern Boulevard. The LIE is up ahead. This merge is always, not always an issue, but always kind of backed up. Not sure why. police vehicle. I didn't even notice that. A lot of police on the road this morning. You know what? Actually, the World Cup is starting, right? I think today is time of recording, June 12th, 2026. I think there are kickoff matches today. Like, you know, there's probably additional cops on the roads. You know, when I want to record a video because they, you know, from time to time, every couple months or so, they'll mow the lawn here, and I want to see the visualization on the, on the FSD screen, how it visualizes the mower. Let's see if anyone's smiling while they're driving, or if it's categorically frown town. So far, no smiles. No one's giving me a smile while they're driving. Oh no. If you're watching this video, and if you ever find yourself driving on the Grand Central, make sure you smile, because you never know. I might catch you on my camera. Alright, so far, no interventions, right? No interventions, nothing. It's been, I mean, I didn't anticipate anything. Maybe up ahead when we get to the Wyck Expressway because of, oh wow, let's see this tire, wow. That got my heart racing a little bit, but it swerved out of the way, that tire. Wow. In about a mile and a half is the entrance. If you're not familiar with it, I believe this is what they call the Kew Gardens interchange. So we're on the Grand Central Parkway East. If you stick to the left, you'll stay on the Grand Central. There's a lane that is created with the way they did construction on this. A lane sort of emanates right where the Grand Central, like you see up ahead on the sign, right? It says Wyck, the 2 lanes, 2 right lanes, and then Grand Central 2 left lanes. They created a 3rd lane that's super short, right in between the 2, to jump on the Jackie Robinson Parkway, the Jackie Robinson. So this Kew Gardens interchange is always backed up. I prefer, like right now, I would slide over all the way to the right lane, because this Grand Central traffic backs up. Everyone who's trying to get on the Jackie stays in the right lane, and then that second lane to the right, and then cuts into the Jackie Robinson entrance. So let's see what this vehicle wants to do here. Okay, put a turn signal on, but it's getting super close. Sliding in now, that's 1. Sliding again, that's 2. Yeah. Alright, cool. Now, what I was saying is that I prefer going in the 1 lane over more. Ah, good job, Tesla. You get me. As you can see, like in the lane to the left, that's where people who are trying to get onto Jackie Robinson will start cutting in right here. And that middle lane that comes out of nowhere, they can hop on. All right, but so far so good. All right, now let's see how it's going to navigate the Van Wyck Expressway. My personal, oh, there's the mower. Does it see it? Oh, my key. It doesn't see it. My personal preference is staying in the, right now we got 2 lanes. This is a huge merge between 678 coming from like Flushing to now. And so basically, what is it? It's like 4 or 5 lanes merge into 3. I think it's 5 lanes total. 3 coming from Flushing and these 2 coming from the Grand Central. But they merge into 3. And the right lane is traffic that's exiting to Jamaica Avenue, Hillside Avenue. So that right lane is useless unless you're getting off. So we got basically 5 lanes of traffic if you're heading on the Van Wyck that has to merge into 2 moving lanes. And right now there's a ton of construction. What does my friend want to do here? He wants to go in between everyone? You know, so using FSD for this commute, I don't know that I would necessarily want to do this every day. I mean, recording, I feel like I'm paying a little more attention, but if I weren't recording and trying to talk over the video or provide some like context, I don't know, I think I like a drive. For sure, I feel like FSD and even autopilot is helpful on a longer drive, right? When we drive to Connecticut, when we drive to Jersey, South Jersey, like that's cool. But this commute, I don't know. And then especially when you get off of the expressway and you're dealing with local streets and the speed cameras, it's like every speed camera I've got to intervene because it's gonna go blow past it. Then the problem becomes if you're in terms of settings, if you're using the speed limit as the absolute limit, then on the expressway, for instance, you know, when traffic is flowing, I think safe to say like 60 miles an hour, the speed limit is I think 45. You know, so you're always going slower on the highway unless you're gonna keep like playing around with the settings while you're driving. It just takes extra effort. So I don't know, I feel like this day-to-day commute, it doesn't feel like I need to use FSD, and it's a little more burdensome than I'd like it to be, mostly because of the cameras. That's if the cameras weren't an issue, I think cool, but the fact that you got to keep playing around and paying attention because of cameras just feels like super cumbersome. And what's worse is that like the cameras appear on the navigation, right, where it's pulling the map from the navigation from Google, so it knows where the cameras are. I wish almost there was a setting where it says like for cameras it has to slow down to the speed limit. That would solve the problem. Like every camera as it approaches, it slows down, because that's problem solved. All right, so as you see, like there's one right all the way to the 1, 2. Right now, this is a merge. Like to my right, that lane is a merge, right? So 2 lanes. This is a third. It's like 5 lanes merging into 3, but then the rightmost lane is an exit. So it's really 2 moving lanes, 3. But this is a super heavy merge. I prefer, like I mentioned before, driving in the left lane, just because it goes as fast as you're going to go here on the Van Wyck, and you have to deal with all these, you know, merges from trucks, from other vehicles. That big rig. That was a Decepticon? Oh yeah. Merc Optimus Prime. Alright, so from here, I don't anticipate any significant issues. I guess the only real challenge is that the rest of the Van Wyck, from here to the exit we're getting off in about 3 miles, it's construction. Where's that police vehicle? Gosh, I may have to intervene because there's a police vehicle trying to get through here. Let's see. Oh, no, police vehicle, yeah. Bomb squad. Oh wow. They're trying to get somewhere too. Oh my gosh. So let's see. Anyone smiling? Let me know if you see anyone smiling. You know what else would be cool if in the settings you could select a lane preference, right? Like I prefer leftmost lane, and there are people who, when they drive, they prefer staying in the rightmost lane, and there are some, I'm sure, who prefer staying in the center lane. I almost wish that would be a setting, right? Like, so, you know, if we're driving on a stretch like this, I've got, let's say 2.5 miles to get to the exit, that the preference would be to be in the leftmost lane. Tesla, add that, man, add that. That's wild, man. I've been doing this drive now for, what is it? Oh my gosh, from like, when did I don't know, 15 years now? Something like that. And it's the only time it was a quick drive was during the first few months of the pandemic. Obviously, there's no driving, so you had the entire road to yourself. But man, 15 plus years, this is it, man. This is why I think I always am thinking of, why am I doing this? Like, there are a billion ways to make money, to support yourself, and so many people just default to doing this. I got a job, I gotta go to work, I gotta do this, and that's why I forget to smile. So anyways, mucho construcción. So, but I think we're good. Nobody, unless somebody wants to make some ludicrous move, I think we're good. All of this construction was infrastructure bill money. You want EV tax credit? We gotta spend money on roads. wonder what traffic's going to be like here once this construction wraps up. And again, I don't think there's a lot left. They've pretty much, looks like they've finished most of it. I mean, they've got to repave Wyck at some point. I know on the northbound side, they installed what looks to be like an HOV lane, which I don't quite understand. If you're ever in the area, you know, to the right is Jamaica Hospital. So what else we got so far on this drive? I didn't intervene. You can see him lurking. Huge merge here. You know, I've always said, like, I trust my driving. It's like other people that I don't trust driving. And you ever drive and there's a backup from somewhere and you're thinking, where's this backup? Like, is there an accident? Is there a disabled vehicle? Is there and it ends up being like nothing. And you realize if everyone just chilled the F out and, like, on a merge, give people space to get in front of you, traffic would always, like, move and flow. I was like, everyone acts as if I let you in, I'm gonna lose my spot. You're not gonna lose your spot. Just let traffic flow, and you'll get to your destination faster without any aggravation. All right, yeah, this they scraped the road, so hopefully they repave this within the next month or so. This is no bueno for your tires. There's that manhole right there. Oh man, another manhole. Oh no, it's just wide open. You know, I used to love as a kid. As a kid, when I would rollerblade and they would just recently repave the street, and you, like, ride your bike or go rollerblading on fresh asphalt. Oh man, this is what I'm sure the vehicles feel like right now, driving on this freshly paved Van Wyck Expressway. I don't understand why they widen the lanes so much. I'd love to know your thoughts. Like, I think that's a little problematic, no? Because as people, like, when people are trying to get into a lane, out of lane, that much space, you just create extra blind spots. Why is it going here? They created. Like, it's such a wide lane right now. Alright, so we're coming up on the end of the journey. 0 interventions in New York City morning traffic, going from basically Western Queens to Eastern Queens. Saw a couple of cool things like Citi Field, LaGuardia Airport, Jamaica Hospital. If you're ever looking for some good roti or curry goat, come out to here, South Ozone Park. This is where you get it. Motorcycles. Where are you, motorcycle? This is another blooper. So just ahead, I mean, the vehicle can't know this, but up ahead, there are vehicles always double parked in front of Citibank, like waiting for the bank to open, about 2 blocks ahead. And then there's a school 1 block, so 3 blocks ahead from here. And there are vehicles always double parked. So we're gonna have to, I know we're gonna have to slide over to the left lane, not a big deal, but oh, it's already trying to. Is it staying in the right lane? Oh. Alright, now here's going to be another problem because this is, again, a 25-mile-an-hour area. And it's speeding up. There's a camera right here, and I'm gonna have to take over. Oh my gosh, that's so frustrating. So I just took over the vehicle. I'm not trying to get a speeding ticket because of full self-driving. So once again, full self-driving is blowing past speed cameras. And that's what I'm saying, like on a day-to-day commute, it's almost like more burdensome than it's worth to have to keep disengaging, re-engaging. Look, it's only a couple buttons to press, but it still is annoying because I don't know, just like, there's a lot going on when you have to take over and then, you know, reassess if you can go back into FSD. I'm gonna park right here. I mean, all in all, it's a pretty smooth drive. It's just this challenge with speed cameras. It's not cool. So Tesla, if you ever come across this, I'd love to know your thoughts on what the development is around cameras and how to handle it. And if you were watching this video, I'd love to know how you've handled speed cameras across New York City or wherever you're at. Love to know your thoughts on the drive. And until next time, see you then. Take care.